Hey everyone, welcome to the first monthly update for MAIT Rocketry. Each month I plan to post an update of all the important milestones achieved in order to document and demonstrate our progress. We performed a ton of building and testing this month, so sit back and enjoy. March started with a bang when we tested the MAIT H motor. This motor was a sorbital-based, single-grain, outer surface inhibited rocket motor. It was designed to provide 235 Newton-seconds of total impulse and a max thrust of 50 pounds. While the motor ignited very well on the first attempt, it KO'd as the thrust approached a staggering 58 pounds. This KO was a full casing burst, as the motor shattered and completely disintegrated. On a positive note, the failure was a great test of the portable test bunker. Almost all the PVC shards were contained in this worst-case scenario. Directly preceding the failure, I began a week-long investigation to determine the exact cause. This investigation led to two possible causes. Either the KN was far higher than predicted due to poor grain quality, or the burst pressure of the casing was far lower than predicted. I chose to nip both possibilities by lowering the designed KN, as well as using multiple short grains to ensure higher quality. This led to the design of the monstrous MAIT I motor, with 5 2.215-inch grains and a predicted impulse of 346 Newton-seconds. This motor is pretty big. Unfortunately, testing the motor will not be possible until much later due to the COVID-19 outbreak, but that doesn't stop me from building it. A 5-grain casting stand was built to speed production of the I motor. Thanks to the stand, 5 grains can be cast in only 2 hours, a process that would have previously taken 5 days. The grains came out very well, with only minor flaws in each one. With the grains and nozzle complete, I only needed one more ingredient to finish the build, which led to my next big event of the month. Black powder is very important in rocketry because of its low activation energy and quick burn rate. Painting a black powder and alcohol slurry onto the surface of each grain ensures even ignition of the motor, giving it a faster startup and much more predictable characteristics. Furthermore, it is used in parachute ejection systems. This demanded a spontaneous trip to Bass Pro Shops. Of course, now that I had black powder, I had to perform some tests in order to better understand its characteristics and know how to safely handle it. Alright, first burn test of the black powder. Okay, this is the burn rate experiment for black powder versus sucrose potassium nitrate. After several open burn tests, I felt comfortable loading it into an ejection canister. As expected, black powder burns far faster than the sucrose powder. This led to a loud pop as it burst through the 2-layer tinfoil cap. Test of the black powder recovery charge, number 1. I determined that it would be best to use less black powder and only a single layer of tinfoil next time. On the 15th, I was finally able to order the parts for the MAIT flight computer. This shipment included an altitude sensor, solderable breadboards, 18-gauge wire, MOSFET transistors, and eBay hardware. The eBay and sled were quickly assembled, although the computer itself is another story, as I quickly learned that coding is not easy. I've been practicing diligently, starting with simple concepts. The first program was this beeper. I then moved on to a light that turns on when you press a button. My latest work starts a 10-second countdown with an LED and buzzer, culminating in a 10-second relay flip. I still have a lot of learning to do before I'm fully able to program the flight computer, but this is a good start. While learning to code, I have also been working on the finalization of the ZI-65 recovery bay layout. It took some trial and error, but I finally got this layout off the sketch paper and into the rocket. While this design is very difficult to load, it is very effective for holding and releasing the parachute. It's got the E-bay in the bottom with the ejection charges, followed by the piston, and then the parachute on top. At the moment, I've been testing with dual 36-inch parachutes, although depending on the final mass of the rocket, I may switch to a single 58-inch parachute. This leads to perhaps the most exciting test of the month, a full parachute ejection test. It is the first test of a flight-rated system in the EZI-65. This is similar to the follow-up sucrose test from the last video, although it tests the entire recovery bay instead of just the charge. I used my countdown circuit to test it.
Yes.
While it worked like a charm, the excess smoke from the charge scared me a bit, and I can't help but wonder how likely it is that the rocket body is set aflame. In the future, tests and calculations will be performed to determine the minimum mass of black powder I can use. March has been by far the most successful month for MAIT. We now have a testable iMotor, black powder, all the parts for the flight computer, a working parachute bay, and a primitive knowledge of coding. Next month should foster just as much progress. We plan to finish building the flight computer, test the MAIT iMotor MK1, build the MAIT iMotor MK2, and begin the foundations for the MAIT launch stand. If all proceeds to schedule, which is highly unlikely in the rocket industry, we might see MAIT's first research mission towards the end of May, hopefully. Wish us luck, and thanks for watching this monthly update of Mitchell Atmospheric Instrument Transportation.